What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Ryan Makes Sense. Today, we've got a very awesome fintech payment processing company that I've been following for ever, it feels like. This is ticker symbol USIO. They go by UCO Inc. The stock is currently $1.17 per share, a measly market cap of $32 million. Sales doubling their market cap, which is kind of a unicorn. They are not profitable, but barely. So that is something we're going to go ahead and look at and see if they are trending against or to profitability. They've got 7 million in cash, 2.9 million in debt, 20% gross margins, which are actually pretty good. There's effectively no shorting going on, which is good, I guess. They do have a quick ratio of 1.08, meaning if they close their doors and shuttered business tomorrow, they would be able to pay off all their debts, notes, loans, accrued PTO, 401k match, etc. So let's go ahead and just dive on in. Excuse me. So looking at our daily chart, they just had earnings. Honestly, this one is a cyclical stock because no matter what this company does, I feel like quarter over quarter, year over year, if you're signed up for their earnings reports, you get an email saying, and I quote, another record year, another record quarter. So this company is just crushing it, in my opinion, especially given their position in the market. So right now, the stock has fallen through this line of support, which you guys can see right here. And it has also fallen through all the SMAs. So I think this is a good area to add if you are somebody who likes to take advantage of a sale. Imagine you see your favorite beef, electronics, deodorant, whatever you want to call it. Maybe tickets, movie tickets go on sale, etc. Vacation packages. When things go on sale, you buy, but for whatever reason, when stocks go on sale, people panic. That's where we differ, you and I, because we love a good sale. Looking at our our weekly trend here, you can see that the stock has fallen out of this 2-year Darvis box range. We'll get into that, but essentially from our low here to our range, our average range or high, probably around this area, you see the stock basically trades within this range and it is actually out, which again, if you like sales, here you go. You can see this SMA right here, or I'm sorry, this candle saying goodbye, I love you, exactly kissing this SMA, which typically is a sign for other quants and technical traders, just signifying, hey, we're going on a downtrend. See you on the downside. Um, Taking us to our monthly chart here, again, it's not the prettiest, but if you are someone who follows cycles and stocks, um, this is just pretty much beautiful and something you've been waiting for years. And I don't mean that in terms of company collapsing. I mean that in terms of company becoming so cheap that it does twice of the sales in market cap. Um, the candles are giving us discount buy signals. So again, just like the last chart, this candle is below all of the SMAs. As you guys can or cannot see right here, it literally just kissed the 20 and said goodbye. So going on to my favorite part, which is should the stock be worth $1.17? Looking at all of the data points here, my projected stock price is $3.15. But I also do want to say with the caveat of a couple things. Number one, we don't include the market cap, especially if it's under 1 billion. The market cap does influence the price of the stock, and in this case, it would influence to the upside. You guys can't see anything. And then for the shares outstanding, I do capture the overall outstanding and not the shares float. The shares float are stock that is available to you and I. Shares outstanding are, think of locked up shares that institutions have or stock options, restricted stock units. So things like that. Looking at our next slide here, we can see that institutional ownership, my head is just in the way of everything. Institutional ownership is kind of on the downtrend here. There is a nice representation of ownership from the chief level, the company, which is good to see. It goes to show that they do have some skin in the game. There is some transactions. The institutional data has increased about 1.23%, which does go to show that there is some natural and organic appetite for this stock. And then looking at our thesis here, all of these supports 1, 2, and 3. Essentially, we'll look at this on a Thinkorswim, but this stock down here, if it does slide even further, these are going to be the areas to watch. If the stock does happen to go up wildly, these are the resistance levels right here, here, and here. So my area to watch right now is that I'm openly adding to this position at 117. I've added, I think, last week and the week before, and I added yesterday or today. I'm adding this in my daily Robinhood account challenge. This is something I would want to continue to add for the next several years, essentially until we get to May 2028, because that is when I believe, based on cycles and when the stock has historically spiked, we will get to almost a 10x. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go to FinViz and just confirm if they're getting closer or further away from profitability. And then next, we're gonna look at some advanced charting on Thinkorswim. So let's go ahead and open up the FinViz right here. And let me move my head. And looking at their quarterly revenue, just look at that 19.9 mil, 21.18 mil, 22.2 mil. And then gross profits coming in at 4.6, 4.4, 4.3. All looking pretty good here. And then if we go to net income, it actually looks like they're getting further away from profitability. This is on a quarterly basis. Let's look at annual here. Oh, we only have the fiscal year 2024 and 2025. So they were profitable fiscal year 2024. Fiscal year 2025, they were negative 2.5. And then the trailing 12 months, the most recent data we have, it's still reflecting the negative 2.5. So not much data there. And on an annualized basis, 2025 didn't grow from 2024 as much. Looks like they only added 400,000 in gross profit from the year before. So again, not too bad. This company is pretty solid in my opinion. Shares outstanding slowly increasing there. Quite a bit of some selling. National Services, Whittier Trust. So nothing too out of the ordinary here, in my opinion. Um, Overall, like this stock. Let's look at their assets. Let's go to quarterly. Quarterly total assets 134, liabilities 116. Not bad. I think the CEO or one of the chief resources reached out to me on one of my previous USI videos, just explaining that for a certain number of assets, you need liabilities, vice versa. So overall, this company's solid. I do want to show you the more advanced chart here. Let's see if it'll pop up. It won't, so I have to select it right there. All right. So this mess is essentially what I'm basing my decisions off of here. So let me just kind of zoom out for everybody. So this line right here and this cycle, you see these cycle brackets. Let me just make them a different color really quick because I want you to fully grasp what I'm talking about here. So these purple cycle brackets essentially are where we see spikes of the stock. So we have right here the stock spiking to $6.60. That was at February 2015. Then we have a high right here of 862 right there. And again, that is November 2021. And then based on the next cycle here, we're looking at around May, June of 2028. If we do see this pattern continue to play out where we have a spike, several years of consolidation, spike, several years of consolidation, and this price target if we're looking at every cycle at this resistance here, I'm looking at a potential price target of $10.15 for May of 2025, which would be fantastic. So that's what I'm aiming for. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.